Well, you guys are the judge, right? We all need to participate here, so everyone needs to put up their hand, one way or the other. So I'm going to ask now the first question. Who likes this logo more than this logo? Put your hands up. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay. And who likes the other logo more? Way more. Okay, so what happens to this logo now? We ditch it. See, so many people would not ask anyone how to do it. They would set this company up, and 10 years later, they'd realise their logo sucks. Think of all the money they've lost because they haven't built a good brand. Now let's do it here. Left, who likes the one on the left? Put your hands up. Let me see a show of hands. Really? Okay, and who likes the one on the right? Fantastic. So we have winner here, and winner here. So guess what I'm going to do now? I'm going to get you guys to see if you can remember things for 5 seconds, and when I go from 1 to 1, and which one do you like more? So there's this one, or this one. So I'm going to do it one more time. This one, or this one. Okay, vote for this one. Okay, and vote for this one. Okay, here's a clear winner. You see how easy that is? So the cool thing is, when you develop a brand, you want to ask people, you want to get a wide range of maybe at least 20 to 50 people to give you advice, and that's how you start your brand. You get that thing, you save it as a JPEG or a bitmap, all these different files, a PDF, get all those things and send them across to your designer and give that to the factory in China, and they will label your goods, and every one of your goods will now have that. Who can see how that can make you money? Let me see a show of hands. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, and they do it for free. They do it for free. Now I want to show you something that's quite dear to my heart. I like to keep things light and fluffy. I mean, we don't just want to sit here and learn. We want to enjoy ourselves as well. So I want to show you what I have here. Is anyone can figure what this out? You're an absolute genius. Of course, I'm going to reveal it in about 3 seconds. We're talking about in the suspenseful music. Dun dun dun. The Chinese honey trap of doom. Right? I can do better. I didn't like that. Dun dun dun. The Chinese honey trap of doom. What is the Chinese honey trap of doom? Well, I'll show you an example of someone who almost fell into the Chinese honey trap of doom. That's our friend David, who is from Redback Marine. Dave, where are you? Hi, nice to meet you. So Dave basically says, "Dear Brendan, Happy New Year." Can you guys read this at the back? Is it too small? Okay, I'll read it out slowly and loud. Happy New Year. I have a dilemma and a major problem or concern regarding importing. I've looked on all your videos and haven't found the answer, so I'm hoping you can help me before I mess up my business relationships in China. My worry is this: how can I determine or find out if a company in China is legitimate? Who else has this concern? Yep, it's right on the board. Okay. But I have made many contacts and have hundreds of price lists for many items. But one thing bothers me, in that the supplier is willing to do just about anything to get my business, including dropping prices to meet competitors. However, that's not my major concern. My major concern is that I've asked if I can visit the company. That's a fair request. I've been told, listen to this, not for 1 to 2 months as they are busy filling other orders and have no time for visitors. I've recently since been told that their manager is in Japan on business trip for 1 to 2 months. My major fear is that the company doesn't even exist. Probably doesn't. And it's just a bunch of people sitting on Alibaba with Yahoo and MSN free email addresses ripping people off by selling products they don't have from a business that doesn't exist. Here's another thing that I absolutely love. Okay. I've asked the seller to have a third party involved, like a broker or an escrow service, as it's also called, to hold my funds for them till delivery is made to ensure both parties involve a relatively risk-free transaction. Who thinks that's reasonable? That's very reasonable. It's a good idea that you came up with that. Fantastic. The seller declines and wishes cash into bank or Western Union. Guys, you hear that word Western Union, you run. Run. The only time you use Western Union is where you're stuck in Hawaii at Christmas and you have to call your mum to transfer some money because the banks are closed. Okay? Now, the price is what triggers my concerns. There are outboard Yamaha motors for less than, see, that's a branded name, see? Chinese honey trap of doom. For less than the replacement cost of even the propeller for one of them in Australia. Less than half the cost for one of them. Please help me to find a way. I would hate to be ripped off and damage my relationships. I look forward to your thoughts. Okay, it's quite easy. Can I kind of
add to that?
Yeah, sure.
Just for a quick second.
Yeah, no problem, Dave.
This gentleman over here was talking about Alibaba and how he's talked to these people for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Had the exact same problem.
Yep.
Basically, I can give you a real quick rundown. 2 weeks ago to 3 weeks ago, that logo didn't exist.
Yep.
The company didn't exist. I didn't know jack squat about
yep.
exporting or anything.
Yep.
I seen you on the internet. I don't know how it happened, but it just hit me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I had this idea of manufacturing products, and you just kind of fell in my lap. And I'm like, cool. I signed up to your thing.
Yeah.
You annoyed me because it took me 2 days to get a video.
Dave, I'm just going to stop you right there. No. I'm going to stop you right there because I've got to continue the lecture. I understand you're annoyed that I didn't get back to you. But you have to understand that I've got 80 people to get to, and I'm running a seminar, hold on for a second, not just for you, but for a whole room. So please save your question. I will apologise. I apologise profusely. Please see me at the end. Ask the question face to face. I'll answer anything you want. Is that okay? You guys cool if we continue and I help you out? Does everyone think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so here's an example of how Chinese factories rip you off. They like to take advantage of your lack of information. Okay, that's the Chinese honey trap of doom. Here's what will happen. They will take the money off you, and then guess what they're going to do? They're going to try and figure it out later. They rope you in with cheap prices, and then this is how they do it. So they'll say, okay, I can help you with whatever price you want. Okay, I can get you that price. Yes, it's only $20. No, actually, you want it for $18, I'll do it for $18. They take your money, and then guess what they do? Materials for cheaper materials. That's the oldest trick in the book. Okay, that's why you understand. Anyone has a situation they got a lower price and like, how do they keep dropping it? Because they're going to actually scam you with low materials. They'll keep your deposit and they'll complain of production problems and they'll never get resolved. That's typically what you find. Or in your case, you just don't get a response to the email. The solution is to order the factory for variables. Okay, and one of those variables is 20% capacity. Here's an interesting thing. Okay, so you get your auditing team. We can show you how to do this. To go to the factory, and what that auditing factory will do, the auditing team will do, they'll go into the factory and they'll see if you've ordered 10,000 widgets, the factory might only be able to produce 2,000 widgets. Right? So what is the problem? They've got a capacity issue. Now, if you don't audit them, they're going to outsource the other 8,000, the other 8% to 4 other factories. Take a cut, and you're going to end up with inconsistent results, inconsistent products from 4 separate factories, 5 separate factories. So that's why it's important to do this. Now, what are other variables you want to audit for? What are certain things that you would actually want to know about a factory if you could audit them properly? Just call out some ideas, guys. What else?
That it exists.
That it exists. Oh, fantastic. That it exists. So they get an address, you turn up, and guess what? You find it's a kebab truck. Okay? Not the factory. What else?
Has it got capability to produce?
Okay, capability. So another thing is you would ask them what suppliers, capability, have you shipped to Australia before? Have they shipped your country? How much have you produced? How much you produce? You also look at the actual machinery and see if the machinery is capable of doing that. What else? Meet your contact. Get them to actually meet the contract face to face. Psychologically, why is it an advantage to get someone who represents you to meet the contact? Can anyone guess? Sorry?
They don't want to lose face.
They don't want to lose face. Great. And the other thing is that they're going to be scared. I mean, if someone owes you money, right? If you owe someone money and they're in another country, it's a lot scarier if you've actually met someone. So they're going to be scared to rip you off because they actually have a contact there who knows them. They don't know who you are, and they know you have a presence in China. Not many people do that. Right? They're going to be a lot more scared to screw with you. And I'm going to show you another example of what happens when you actually fall into Chinese honey trap. And this is an example of something you need to avoid. Okay, this is from a guy named Matthew Ross, and he started a company called Import Buddy. Dear Brendan, 6 weeks ago I started an import business. My goal was to help Australians get goods imported from China. I began this business because I viewed your site and videos and have had a long desire to get involved in import. With my marketing experience, I built and advertised a website which in its first 3 weeks took over $100,000. How awesome is that? He watches one of my videos, 3 weeks later he's got $100,000 worth of orders. My partner found a supplier which has turned out to be a scam. Now I'm running out of time to fulfill my clients' orders. We were fortunate only to have lost $1,000. With greatest respect, appreciate any advice. So here's even someone who starts his own sourcing company, right? Supposedly an expert who needs help. And the thing you need to worry about and the thing you need to be concerned about is that, again, these are the branded items scam. Right? So I've harped on this point enough. I hope you guys understand. So if someone tells you, I can sell you a product from China that's branded for half price, you tell them you are full of? It's just baloney. There you go. Fantastic. So now we move on to sample testing. Now, save to the end. Who pays for shipping with samples? Usually the samples are free, but you pay for shipping. The reason why the factory does it, that's fair enough. I'll tell you why. They don't want everyone to just be emailing them saying, I want free help, free help. You have to understand, some people are really busy and they just can't give you free stuff all the time. Right? So at the end of the day, if they know that you actually have to pay for shipping, it costs you something, they know that they've got an actual reasonable person who might buy something off them. Fair enough, right? Fantastic. So you end up paying for shipping, but here's the cool thing. If you actually have a brand name or a company, or really it's clear that you have a presence, sometimes they'll just send it to you for free. So always, have an example of the company you are on the bottom of your email as a signature. It's a really good tip. Always check the product online first. What I mean by that, before you actually get the physical sample, get a photo of it. Ask them to take a movie. See it from all different angles, different colours. Right? If you don't like the picture, get a better one, because it's going to cost you a bit of money and time and effort and energy to get the sample. So cross your T's and dot your I's first. And then when you like it, pay for a physical sample to be shipped to Australia. And here's the thing. Where's that keyring? There it is. Actually came back to me. Fantastic. Okay, so here's that keyring. Now imagine the first generation, the word samurai. This actually happened. The word samurai was blurry. Right? And also I found that this keyring kind of got caught. It wasn't like very loose. It was the ring was a little bit too big for the hole, right? So the first time I sent it back, they came back to me with another sample, and guess what? The S was fine, but what wasn't? They hadn't fixed this problem. So then guess what I did? Second generation. Get them to fix that again. And the cool thing was, when I started importing a lot of items, it costs you money to ship products from China, sometimes $100 by overnight parcel and that sort of thing. You can consolidate. Right, and we can help you do this. You can get products, samples from maybe 10 different factories, put them in one place in China, right? Maybe in Guangzhou or an office just near Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and then send the whole package to Australia for $100, save yourself $1,000. And who would like to now do that? Yeah. I mean, you're going to do it imported anyway. Try not to throw your money away. Here's a great system called consolidation. Keep going until it's correct. All right? That's a really good example. Here's a case study of why it's important with samples to keep going until it's correct. You guys will have a thing where you'll feel like it's good enough and you'll be like, oh, I just want to do this. I just want to import it. Guys, when you get that feeling, it's like, just like someone you love, you don't settle for second best, right? Always get the best. And here's from Karen, okay? Hi, Brendan. I've been watching your videos with great appreciation. They have helped me heaps already. I've never imported anything. A small group here in Townsville have got together and formed a company, and my part is importing stainless steel water bottles from China. I found a particular bottle I believe fits us perfectly. Now I've highlighted this bit. My concern is that I've received 3 samples and all 3 leaked when lying on their side. Okay? Can you sell something like that? What if you paid the money up front from a factory with that problem? Do you think you get the money back? Okay. The plain stainless steel one was the least, but still had a leak. I contacted the company in China and he assured me that they were old stock and he guaranteed the new ones don't leak. Okay, so what I think Karen would do prior to speaking to me, okay, and I've advised her what to do on this, is that the guy's giving you the assurances, hey, look, I promise you, that you'll get your $25 worth, you'll learn more than that. You don't know. I could come in here and I could just be talking about sunshine and rainbows and unicorns the whole time and not tell you the bad side. You wouldn't have got your $25 worth. In this case, she could have just straight away believed this guy, paid him the 20, 30,000, got the leaky bottles, and then what would her recourse be? But she's been assured. What's better than an insurance and a guarantee from someone? What's even better than that? The physical product. So you don't stop until you get it exactly how you want it. Because if they can't make the sample right, then what happens when they're producing 1,000 of them? Common sense, right? This is a lot of common sense. Right? So I found the other company with the same bottles. My concern here is they assured me they do not leak and would send samples, but they're a bit more difficult to communicate with. I know I need to go over there, however, I do not know enough. I'd like to know more about your coaching program. Unfortunately, I can't attend your seminar. Any assistance would be greatly appreciated. Well, thanks, Kaz. That's pretty much it. Keep going. Don't just stop there when you're not satisfied. Okay? Anyone ever been in that situation where they feel like, okay, I'm going to give up now and just give the factory what they want? Don't yield. Worst case scenario, you can just ask another factory. Right? Oh, and in my opinion, that might be a buying agent. It looks like an actual person standing in the middle who hasn't got the real product. Because if they were a factory, they would have the physical sample to send you right away, and they